Hi, welcome back. We're going to make a thank you card for a friend of mine today, and the stamp set that I'm using is called Lots of Thanks, and it's from Stampin' Up. It's got a lot of different choices for thank you messages, so I really wanted to use it today. We're also going to use the Sweet Sorbet designer paper, basic black cardstock, Whisper white cardstock that's already pre-cut and folded into a card-sized A2 size, and also some pistachio pudding cardstock and some white cardstock that is pre-done as well. So the first thing that I did was to stamp the message, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did that even though I've already done it, because I was using the StazOn black ink, and I wanted to point out the reason why I wanted to use that. I wanted to use the StazOn because it is a little bit darker and crisper than the regular classic ink pad, and so you get a little bit more of a crisp black look out of it. So I'm using that. So whenever I do go, when I'm finished and I go to clean it, I'm going to clean it with StazOn cleaner, and I'm not going to put it on my Stampin' Scrub because it's permanent ink. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. Now, if I hadn't already done so, I would take my small framelit and I would cut this out. I'm not going to do it on film in the interest of time. I've already cut it, but this is what I'm doing. And then on the pistachio pudding, I used 2 sizes up. I used this one. So I'm going to go ahead and put that together. I'm going to set this aside because I've already cut it. And I have the thank you so much, and it's going to go with this. I'm going to use the dimensionals to put them together, just a few, because it's a really small label, and it's the Deco Label collection, by the way. I'm going to just put 3 little dimensionals on it, and then I'm going to center it on the pistachio pudding cardstock, and here we go. So the next thing I want to do is punch some flowers using the Petite Petals punch. A little trick that my mom and my sister taught me is if you will turn over the punch, you can put the paper underneath, and then you will be able to see where it's going to punch. That lets you save a little bit of paper because you can use scraps to punch them. So I'm using some scraps that I have of Pool Party and Strawberry Slush and Crisp Cantaloupe. So here's that. This one's kind of full, so I'll use this other scrap that I have sitting here. But there we go. So then I decided to use the candy dots to be the flower centers. You can actually use those with or without brads, but they're very easy to put on, and you don't really need a brad if all you're going to do is attach it to the flowers are going to go right onto a card. So I'm going to show you the way that I do it, and I take the flower that I've punched and I put it onto a glue dot so that I can put it onto the spot that I want it to be in, and here that is. Then I'm going to take the next color, do the same thing. These glue dots, as you know, are pretty sticky, so it's a little easier to stick the item actually onto the dot than it is to try to pull it off and put it back on. So here we go with that. So here's that. Now I'm going to take the candy dots, and I'm going to use I think I'm going to use the Strawberry Slush colored one on the Pool Party, and I'll use the green one on the Cantaloupe, and I'll use a pale blue Pool Party one on the strawberry one. So there you go. That looks really cute. Next I'm going to attach that. I'm going to get the card front ready. So I'm going to attach this to the front, but first I'm going to attach the black classic cardstock to the card. So I'm going to put that together, and that'll be just And I'm going to glue I'm going to attach the Sweet Sorbet to the black. And I'm using a little snail to do that. So I'm just going to center it on the black. And then once I have that, I'm going to attach the whole thing to the white card base. And I'm just going to open it up to make sure that I center it here. There we go. There's that. Now I'm going to attach the sentiment that we made to the front, and I'm going to use some dimensionals for that. So I'll put them on the back here, and I'll probably use about 4 or maybe 5. So you see them here kind of in the corners. You want it to be even, and so I'm not trying to waste dimensionals, but you need to use enough. This one does not want to come apart, so I'll get another one. You want enough so that it lays evenly and that you get the effect that you wanted. So now I'm just making sure I have the wrappers off. Okay, here we go, and I'm going to put that right in the center, and that looks pretty nice. I like it. And if you wanted to stamp on the inside, you could. I think I'm going to stamp, you just give, thanks, thanks, thanks. So I'm going to do that right on the inside. I could have done it earlier or now. It doesn't make really any difference. I'm going to lay this block down just to let it lay flat. And because I've had my card base folded. So perfect. And even if it's not, it's handmade. So there we go. And we are finished. Thanks for watching.